Alright guys, I never thought I'd make this video. But believe it or not, I got this question recently. Hey Sheev, I love how positive you are on Eve Echoes. Is there something you don't like with it? And hearing that question, I can't stop thinking that he has not watched all my videos. Anyway, I told Geekaforta that it might be good just to let it all out, you know? Just let it all out. Spill the beans, you know? And he just said, you know, let it go. Just let it go. So here is me just talking for I don't know how long about my honest feeling for the game. So yeah, I started the game very early. I started in the beta. I think I started in the alpha actually. But yeah, we played in the beta like 2 betas, I don't know, like closed and open. But the game finally got released. It looked amazing. And the possibilities was endless. So at this point, the game was great. Anything we didn't have would of course be added in the game, you know, as the game lives on. But there we were, very early. And we started to encounter disconnections. Disconnections and disconnections. The disconnections we got was so bad that NetEase had to open a ticket system that could replace the unfair lost ships. This was going to be a temporary solution, so no big deal. But we kept that system for a long time. And after that, they introduced the insurance. The market saw its first collapse. Stuff started to lower in value. This issue is something we still have today. So how is the market today? DEAD? Is it dead? Let's talk about this first issue. Since the insurance is so flawed, the industry also suffered. This would probably be fixed, we thought. It still haven't. And this resulted in that the most industrialists left the game. The only industrialist that stayed, pretty much, was the miners. So the mineral and the ore market got the next hit. Minerals are today overflowing the market, as well as my own hangars. After a few weeks, the developers released a harvester event. I remember this very well. People went crazy. And I played almost 16 hours a day. The event was very simple, but just amazing. So fast forward a few months. Bigger fleets start appearing within the game. First it was like 10 people fleets, then 100 people fleets, and then 500 people fleets. Or at least that's what we think since we got the black screens on a daily occurrence. We couldn't even play the game anymore. And the NetEase solution? Get better phones. This didn't help, of course. And we still got the black screens today. Not as often, and that is because we got the tie-dye. So we have a game that have an in-game gameplay issue and a horrendous insurance system, which makes people leave the game. We got a market that always got lower values every time you visit Yida. This is gonna be a great video. Fast forward yet again. Indomitable is the first major expansion for Eve Echoes. We get the nullsec space update that we needed. We got the territorial claim units, we got the corporation stations, I don't know, we got the player owned station, right? But the big part is that we could claim sovereignty. This is a big part of the game, so thank you. I think they also maximized the fleet size to like 50 pilots, and they did something with alliances so that you could have like 30 corporations instead of 10. And yeah, by that time we got the time dilation, the tie-dye. And that did actually improve the gameplay a little bit. This stuff, so far, is pretty good. We actually got back players during this period. We saw hope in Eve Echoes. Nothing happened for a long time, and people got bored. They're starting to announce the Freighter event. Hunt a Freighter and kill it to get items worth 10 billion ISK. 3 big streamers, or was it 4? I can't remember. Who sadly didn't know anything about the game. This event ended in the worst possible way. Streamers had no clue what was going on. Loot that never dropped. It was a major mess. They tried to solve this for every new streamer, but they didn't manage to fix it. Even Captain Benzi flew one, the one that I wanted to fly. But the execution and the way they handled it was still not good. Benzi's one was better, but people still was already tired of it. During this time, I frequently talked to the developers, but I got nothing in return. The game had a few months of dead time with nothing of value as to content. The anniversary update. Eve turned 1 year. We did actually expect something amazing. I must be honest, EVE Online has some crazy shit, but the stuff that we got was laughable. And the money grab events was nothing less than insulting. And they did recycle this money grab stuff several times after. What a mess. We got the faction war games, 10 vs 10 mode, that has player battle each other in a kinda combat simulator. This was a breath of fresh air. And it's still good in the game, especially for new players. We got the Sister of Eve and the Mordu debris, and that meant new ships. That was good stuff. New exploration sites, relic and data sites, unfortunately, that had crap spawn times and even worse loot. That was not good. The new Citadel support structures, I do feel that was not really needed, but they did a good job on that part. The brand new tutorial system, which was very much needed. Good job. Fast forward a few money grabbing events. The escalation update. This is where I started questioning the sanity of NetEase. We have been complaining and given advice for over a year on what needs to be fixed. And they release the dreadnoughts and the carriers. 8 capital ships. Capital ship rally points that I've never tested because I can't afford this ship. The worst part of this is that when we talked to them about this, they said that they have been working on this patch for 4 months. 4!
Indeed.
Why do they do this? The frustration I feel when the game is hurting on so many areas and the people who work on the game fix other stuff. If your car gets a flat tire, I would not jump in joy if you clean the fucking ashtray. You get my point? You're useless. Get out of my car. After this, we actually had the AMA sessions. That was amazing. It gave us some insight on what to come and what they are doing. Unfortunately, this didn't help much in terms of fixing the addressed issues in the game. They tell us what they are doing, but it's not what we want to hear. But the AMA was good. We really need more of those. More stuff gets released, but most of them have been behind a paywall. If you don't pay, then your loot will be shit. And if you do pay, you still get shit. Just look at Baked's opening videos. I really feel sorry for him. He wasted so much ISK. Check them out. That will help him. We finally got the tactical overlay. This should have been in the game since day one, and it was. They just removed it. We had to cope with guessing the speed and the transversal angle on the enemies. And we got good at it. The arena got released, which was good. But I think that not losing the ships is a bad thing. But hey, I take what I get. And most recently, they added the salvagers. This item is now so nerfed that it's useless. And the skills, and actually the item itself, is behind the paywall. I'm sorry, I'm not making this stuff up. This is bullshit. The way they seem to care for the game is non-existent. I don't care what they say. They ain't doing the best that they can. They either want to kill the game as quick as possible and hopefully restart it anew, or they are so behind reality and think so highly of themselves that they just don't care what we think. I'm sorry, but this time I want to be upfront with my feelings. And yes, I know that they are short on people on NetEase, but they have been working on the wrong stuff for the game for soon at least a year. I can't understand that action. I got some more stuff in my head that I want to talk about. The whole tech level sucks. The idea is good, but new players will not pay for a year just to fly some ships. Remove that crap or implement it differently, because this is just a big obstacle for anyone who want to start the game today. Just make it so that they need the basic skills to fly any ship. Then we can watch the players die with battleships that they buy the first day. They will learn this way. Having a tech level that reaches over a year and more will not make them learn. That will make them not play the game. Maybe limit the time to tech 10 at 3-4 months. This way they know enough about the game and then have to decide for themselves what they want to fly. The whole X, A, B, C type are broken. The Dead Space gear upgrading scheme is just that, a big scheme. The whole idea, in my opinion, is to set up to make you lose ISK. The inventing idea to B type from C type is never a fun experience. It is basically, please let me at least get one of these 3 so I don't lose ISK. Inventing items and ships are never an exciting thing here. The scanning in game is okay, but the hacking and the anomaly are still bad. The Arcana Museum, what is going on with that? The overall ship types lack the depth that they should have. This makes 10% of the ships viable to use. Items are missing. Some stats are played wrong on some ships, and some ships cannot even use the bonuses. Most ships are the same, since both armor and shield fits on low slot. This makes fitting a bit simple, and the difference on shield versus armor is very slim. They did change this with nanocores, and I like nanocores, but not how they implemented it. They could make it so that the nanocores and the skins are separate things. Now the nanocores also change the skin and the color. It would be a lot better if appearance didn't change. This way they could monetize the skins. Instead they monetize the nanocores, the cores that obviously have a great advantage. This is just stupid. This turned the game into a somewhat pay to win. Nanocores today are gathered with real money or the Concord Pass. And yes, the Concord Pass are actually pretty good. It makes people get into the game and do stuff. But the lack of stuff to do in the game is the issue. Mining is of course not exhilarating. PvE is as brain dead as it can be. And PvP today is decent. But the longer the game is up, more people will fly the same meta. And then the biggest group will most likely always win. Solo gameplay will slowly be a thing in the past, and that I don't like. I'm not saying solo PvP should be easy, but I would like to have the options to do so. Small stuff in this game, like that we can't rename our ships, makes everything really tricky. That we still don't have the hangars or the station containers to sort our items is annoying as hell. The fact that the game has no lore is to me hard to believe, and frankly, quite sad. The ISK fee that we must pay to build stuff in the game is the dumbest shit ever. This way, the freighters will cost 12 billion to make. 9 of them is just pure ISK. Let us pay with minerals, so that we can sustain our wallets. Cause we for sure can't sell our items to make ISK. The miners must have a fucking birthday party every time they want to convert pure ISK. I'm not saying make mining exciting. I'm just saying make it at least so it feels okay. And for mission runners and anomaly farmers to actually get some loot that is worth anything. What do I think about HiSec being as safe as it is? Well, I would not have an issue with that, but since other stuff is overlooked and trolls can keep repping new players' encounters without anyone can do anything about it, it's stupid. Make people criminals if they part with NPC pirates. Simple as that. Fix all of this small shit before working on the stuff that we don't need. And we don't need new players being angry at the game to quit it. Talking about stuff we don't need. When they add new items to the game, they always spike to insane prices. And after a few months, they are worth nothing for the rest of the year. The issue is apparent and it can't be ignored. Some items don't even drop anymore. You can't find them. My feelings about the situation we are in is that EVE Echoes is built as a mobile game, without the mobile features, but with a mobile monetized scheme for a non-mobile player base. Do you guys see the issue? Mobile games are built up so that there is new stuff happening all the time. Every day. Every week. With updates that make you pay for progress faster. Everything is quick and exciting, suitable for a short game session. EVE Echoes has not seen any updates or expansions or even event that are anything like a mobile game today. EVE Echoes is dull, with an occasional money grab event, basically to keep the game alive. We was all hyped for the new year, for Christmas, but the lack of interesting add-ons was the truth that we got. All other games give useful stuff during these times, but not EVE Echoes. Here's 5,000 skill points. Be happy. People as well as me say that this ain't a real mobile game, so the structure should be different. But then we have other things that we lack. We don't have the immersion, we don't have the depth, we don't have the long-term investment within the game. Long intricate goals to slowly grind towards. We don't have that either. And no, Tech 10 is not a goal in that sense. It's more of a pay the game for a year and you got it. Or be free to play for 4 years and you got it. It's not really the type of goals I was talking about. When I played EVE Online, we joked a lot about EVE Online is dying. For many years. It was a joke. But EVE Echoes are seriously heading for a disaster, if it hasn't struck already. Players won't get back to this game unless there is a ton of changes now. And I'm honest when I say, what's the issue with NetEase really? Was it in their contract with CCP that they are not allowed to make a successful game? Or do I dare to say it? Are they incompetent in understanding of making a game like this? Or maybe they don't care. Despite all the feeling I get from watching and reading everything they do, I have a hard time understanding the issue myself. This is my feelings around the game. I still like it, but I usually stick to games for a long time. And I will be here when the server crash, or the game turns into an amazing universe that I hope that I can help to create. And if so, I will be here greeting you all back with no hard feelings at all. Gaming should be fun. It should be a great experience. Nothing that feels like a chore, with no to less progress or satisfaction. So play the games you like. That is what I do. And that's why my channel covers many different games. Join my Discord and be a part of us. Share your game experience, elevate your gaming, and enjoy the community. Without content creators that makes fun and useful videos, without New Eden Radio with its interesting content, without AHSHEEVED and his... Okay, I stop it there. I will end this video by saying I will still play this game, and the reason is simple. The reason may also be why they can do this, why NetEase get away with it. The reason is there is no other game like EVE Echoes. This game must work, so get to work. And I see you again, champions.